UN Secretary General calls for global governance with teeth. Now, we know as Bible prophetic students that the UN is the modern day application of the Roman Empire. And in the 7th chapter of Daniel, we see that this fourth kingdom had great iron teeth, and out of it rose popery. So we're seeing a repetition now. The UN is the front organization to implement the policies of the papacy. Iron teeth, as a matter of fact, he mentioned iron teeth to bite. In the red section there at the bottom, it says, and some of the instruments that do have teeth show little or no appetite to bite. So now we need teeth that is going to bite. Bite who? Marie.
Right. That's the people who oppose their agenda. And so this is so serious. And as you rightly stated, Pastor, the UN and the Pope are essentially echoing each other. And it's startling. And of course, there are implications for that as well. When you read in Revelations chapter 18, right, where it talks about these all shall have one mind, right? And they're going to yield their power, their strength to the beast. Who's the beast? The beast is the Roman Catholic Church. And so, I don't think I can, again, overstate, the implications of what just took place and what is taking place. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but, we also know that, well, I'll just go right into this other article here, where the Pope is going to allude to the fact that we need this super national authority to enforce the UN goals, and so if you go back to the point that you just mentioned, Gutierrez talked about the fact that the UN essentially is incapable of enforcing their agenda, right? And so this is why they need teeth. They need to be able to come together and they need to be able to force their agenda. And I also want to make mention of the fact that the context in which Gutierrez made those remarks was during the COVID crisis. And so essentially what took place is that when the COVID crisis took place, they weren't able to kind of ramrod their agenda through, right? And so they're almost bemoaning that. And so he's speaking in that context so that the next time that there is a crisis, that they're going to be able to implement all of the things that they desire to implement. But back to what I was going to say here, there's this article from LifeSite where it says that Pope calls for a supranational authority to enforce UN goals. And let me just read what it says here. It says Pope Francis is calling for a supranational legally constituted body to enforce United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and implement climate policies. Do we see again here what they're talking about, right? It's about forwarding this idea, these climate change policies.